Okay, so I'm just going to put the computer to one side for a minute while I just test out these hard drives. So I've got all the hard drives stacked up over on the left here, and this thing here, this is an external hard drive enclosure, which is an IDE drive in here. So I'm just going to use this to test if the hard drives still work, which I don't think some of them will. So basically in here I know there's like a 120 gig, so if worse comes to worse I'll just take that out and use that, because basically what I want to do, everything that is on this drive right now, this is also a copy of what's on my NAS. I've got films, music, TV shows, software, loads of stuff. That's 500 gig, and about 250 of it is films. So if I can get all of that onto maybe separate drives in a computer, it'll be a lot easier because I don't have to lug that hard drive around everywhere. And if you do hear any random noises like tinkling, it's probably the dog, because it is like the next day. I started recording this like really late last night and she was asleep, so now we're gonna have really awkward light and a dog that decides to go around thinking she owns a place. So I'm gonna get these hard drives out now and test them out. Okay, so I've just moved the camera so I can get a bit of a better angle. Basically there is two screws, there's one there, and then the whole back plate comes off and then it slides out. Now the screws on this are probably very stripped because I've done this a few times, but I don't think I've done them very tight now, so they should be quite easy to get out. So yeah, basically I'm going to plug them into my computer, well you can't really see, but it's just behind the camera, one of the monitors. I'm going to plug it into there, just try, I can't get the screw out, just try, I can't get that out, oh my god, I'm about to strip the head. Get my words out. I'll put them in, just format them, maybe copy some files over onto them. See where we go from there. I don't think it's going to come out. There we go. Right, I probably won't be putting that screw back in. Can't get the screw out. There we go. Okay, so the back plate just comes off. That's the back plate off, and then inside it just basically looks like that. And then it slides out, and in here we have a Maxter 120 gig Diamond Max hard drive. So this is just pretty simple. You can't see, brilliant. Pretty simple. Basically the hard drive just comes out towards you once you get it out, and then you just unplug the power. And then the IDE cable, which is just a very short IDE cable. But there we go, there's the 120 gigabyte hard drive out, and now I'm going to plug in the 500 gig, which I do think it is dead completely, but we never know. Don't know until you try it. I'm just going to put that back in. I'm not going to put the whole sleeve back in, there's no point, well back over, there's no point, it's just a waste of time. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a USB cable and plug it into the computer. Okay, so I have the disk management, computer management thing open on Windows 8, so I'm just about to plug it in. Well, it's spinning up, so that's a start. I'll probably have to refresh this once I've got it spinned up completely. But I've currently got 3 drives in my computer right now. I've got an SSD, a 2 terabyte and a 1 terabyte, that's all I've got. This is the NAS that I've got at the minute, it's about dead. So we're just going to head, and Windows has actually picked it up. It's picked up the actual software on the control board, and apparently it's full. I have no idea what's on this. This seems that there is a lot of stuff on here, but it does work. I'll probably format it, seeing as I know none of this is needed anymore. Otherwise I wouldn't still have it. I think it's on different drives right now. There's a lot of stuff on here. I mean, there's a Windows XP update there. There's some pictures. Loads of stuff here. Don't even know what this is. Don't even want to know what that is. But yeah, seems to be working. I'm just going to go ahead and format this now in disk management because it's going to be the quickest way. Format. Yes. Gonna call it 500 gigabyte. What is it? Hitachi. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I don't care. I know everything's gonna be gone. So it is a quite loud hard drive, it does spin pretty fast. It is a 7200 RPM hard drive, so the speed should be good on it. I'll do some writes on it, it's currently formatting. But yeah, it's done actually. I'm shocked it still works, I thought it was dead. So there we go, I'm just going to copy, let's copy a film over. Let's copy Tron Legacy because I know that's like not that big. Well, let's see how big this is. This is 1.5 gig-ish, and I'm just going to copy it onto the hard drive and just see what speeds we get. So we're getting about 25 meg, which over USB, that's pretty much the max USB can handle. That's megabytes as well, so 25 megabytes, that's not that bad over USB 2.0. It is actually maxing it out, that's why it's flatlining here, it's flatlining completely. So I'm guessing this hard drive is 100% fine. I'll just copy this over there and format it again, and we'll go for another one. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to use the 80 gig Seagate Barracuda to install Windows XP on. Yes, I'm installing Windows XP because I know Windows XP runs flawlessly on this. And I'm going to put all my data on the 500 gig Hitachi desktop because then I know it's the same size as that little hard drive and I know everything will fit on it. Also, I'm going to be putting the CD drive back in just so I can install Windows. It's probably the only thing it's going to be used for, so I'm going to be putting that in first. Just going to line it up with the front. Get them screws back. I'm going to put two in because I'm not taking the other side back off. And I can't even get the screws in. Also, because of the heat of these drives that we're going to give off, especially the 500 gig, because I know it's a dual platter disc, I'm going to be putting them in alternate slots just to try and keep the heat down, because there is no fans at the front to cool them down, but it shouldn't be too bad. So I'll put the 80 gig at the bottom, and I'm going to put it right in the bottom slot if I can. Line that up. I'll probably only put one screw in, or two, I don't know. Probably put two in, and this hard drive is a little bit of a top heavy. And you can't even see what I'm doing. Move it! Okay, there we go. There isn't really much to see. Actually, let's get you a better angle at that. Okay, there we go, that's a bit better for you guys, you can actually see what I'm doing now. So I'm going to put the Seagate in the bottom bound all the way down here, and then put the Hitachi desktop above it, because that just seems a lot easier. And this hard drive is being a pain and does not want to stay in. Just get it going just so I can leave the hard drive in, and then there we go. As he drops the other screw because it's not magnetic. Okay, so that's that. I do need to think about the jumpers on these because they are old RDE drives, so I'm gonna have to look on this. Master or slave? Slave it needs to be. Okay, so basically this whole thing here tells me what it needs to be, and the slave basically tells me I need to have the two jumpers in that position. So I need to move this one here along one. Pretty simple, but if you don't do it, Windows probably won't boot because they're old IDE drives. So there we go, that was pretty simple. Boom, boom, and now I'm going to slot it in. I didn't think to check the other one because I didn't think, obviously. And why doesn't this drive want to go in? Okay, so the desktop refused to go in there. What? Where are the screw? Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay. Oh, I've got to stop throwing screws around. As long as they're not moving around, I'm not really too fussed. That's my main deal. yeah, that's not going to be going anywhere. Let's plug the IDE cables in now. I'm going to put these one. I'll plug the powers in after because they're pretty simple. They just check they reach here. I'll plug the power in from this power cable is going to go for the hard drives, and then this one will go to the CD drive. This has got the fan on it, because I know a CD drive won't draw much power. So let's put this one in here. There we go. Try not to bend them. Then we'll put this one in the top one, obviously. Oh, as one of the screws pops out because it's not very tight. Okay, I'm going to get a bit of a better screw for that. Okay, so I got some better screws and put them in. It was pretty easy. Just going to put this back up here. A little pot with all the screws in. So that's now not going anywhere at all. Either is the bottom one. So I'm going to plug the bottom drive in now. There we go. Now for the powers. Please tell me that's going to reach. Yep. Get the stupid floppy out of the way. Yeah, the floppy drive is a USB floppy in the front of this. I think it's just plug and play, but I won't be using it at all. It's just left there just because I can't bother to take it out. There's no need. I'm not sure about drivers for the graphics card yet. I haven't looked. I think that's going to be my first thing. If not, I'll just run them off the onboard, which I will need to get drivers for as well. It's going to be a pain. But yeah, just going to get the other IDE drive now and plug it into the CD drive, and then we'll get ready for a Windows install. Okay, so I've got the computer hooked up to a monitor and a very old PS2 keyboard and a compact PS2 ball mouse, just so I know it's got like the right stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get in the BIOS. Well, it turned on the first time I pressed the button, so I think the BIOS key is delete or something. Delete, yeah, delete, there we go. Smashing that delete key. I don't know if the keyboard's even on yet. There we go, the keyboard's just come on, scanning devices. So there we go, we're in the BIOS and you can't see it because it's been cut off a bit, so we'll just move you up. And you can zoom in a bit. There we go. So I'm just going to go check the temperatures. Apparently it's at 40 degrees, wait, hang on. I want to see the temp. Oh wow, so apparently the CPU temperature is at 24 degrees. That's pretty good, and the system temperature is 25. That little 80mm fan isn't actually that loud. And that's running on a Molex, and that little that 400 RPM fan, the Cooler Mass one's drawing a bit of air. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the defaults on the load optimized defaults. Yes. We're going to go in and change the boot order. If I can find it, is it in this one? Is it in this one? Is in here? Oh, here we go. So it's picked up that looks like the 500 gig. Yeah, it's picked up the 500 gig, but it's not actually picked up the 80 gig. So I'm just gonna take a look at that right now. So I'll be back in a minute, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, so I just sorted the hard drive out. Basically, it wasn't being picked up as the master because I forgot to put the jumper in the right place. So I'm just going to jump back in the BIOS and check it's still there. I've actually heard it spin up this time. So yeah. Here we go. Standard, here we go. Yeah, it's picked it up now, there it is. The 80 gig drive. So there we go. There's the 500 gig. There's the CD drive. Floppy drive, apparently there isn't one, which, oh well. Just checking if there's anything. Boot sequence, this is what we want. First boot device. Hard drive boot priority, yeah, we want that one first. We want the CD drive first. Full screen logo, let's just disable that so I can see what's happening. Advanced chips, there's everything there. No, don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. Yes, I want all of that on. Just checking if there's anything to suspend. No, we don't want that. Primary graphics AGP, yep. Hardware monitor. Chassis instruction, okay. I'm running at 28 degrees now. What's this cell menu? Cool and quiet, disable auto. Memory voltage 2.6, AGP voltage. So the CPU is clocked at 1.6 gigahertz, which is very slow, but whatever. Memory voltage, I'm actually going to drop that. No, I'm not actually going to touch it because it seems to be running fine. So I'm going to save and exit and plop in the Windows XP disk. But I want to go F12, F11 to go in the boot menu. So it says AMD Sempron 2800 plus, the drive. And it's just checking all the RAM now, and I'm going to put the CD in. Escape to skip the memory test because I'm lazy. Gonna get into the boot menu, and it's just detecting the IDE drives now because I've just put a CD in. So scan the devices, there we go. Boot from CD-ROM, verifying boot from CD as it spins the disk up. There we go, Windows XP installer starting. I'm not going to make you sit through and watch it. If you really want to watch a Windows XP install, go find it on YouTube, I'm sure someone's done it. So I'll be back when the Windows XP is installed. Okay, so after maybe an hour and a half of it installing, we are at the desktop, and I've just grabbed the drivers. Basically we've got the graphics card drivers and then some LAN drivers, the motherboard drivers. So I've got a USB patch because apparently the USB is a bit flaky on it, the LAN and the chipset. So I'm just going to extract both of these two because this is kind of what we got to do. So I'll extract both of these and then we'll go in for an install. The CD drive on this is insanely loud. It is so loud, oh my god. Well, that was pretty easy, so I can go ahead and delete these now. We'll install... what is this? Is this... Well, we'll install the graphics first because these are doing my head in. I hate not having full resolution. Next. I haven't tried the LAN on it yet, it might work out the box. But I might as well just install the drivers. The drivers are actually pretty easy to find, easier than I thought they would be. I mean, I downloaded this straight off NVIDIA's website, I just punched in what it is, which is pretty good. Same with the motherboard drivers, I just downloaded them straight off MSI's website, so I'm shocked that they still have support for this. There is a load of BIOS updates for the board as well, but I'm not going to do them because there's no point. Yes, I want to restart my computer now. That lovely refresh rate there. Windows is shutting down. The CPU cooler is pretty hot right now. This chip runs extremely hot. Extremely hot. I'm shocked it's still going. That little. I think I do need to get a better heatsink for it, but it seems to be alright. I mean, like I said, it's not going to be doing much, and I'm actually going to take that CD out. I've actually got the computer on its side now because the CD drive was making so much noise, stood up. It was annoying me, so I just put it on its side, and it's better than it was. But whatever, there we go. This is Windows XP Professional, as you can see on the screen, obviously. It's a legit copy of Windows XP. This is probably the only, apart from Windows 8, I don't actually own a copy of Windows. So, yeah, it's not even Service Pack 1, it's got absolutely no updates on it. So that'll be fun, downloading all those updates. Oh, I don't think that's working very well. I don't know if you can see that, but all the colour, wait, maybe it's in 16-bit graphic. I hope it's in 16-bit graphics mode. Colour depth, where is it? Colour lowest, oh. To do advanced. I don't like this. FX 5200. Yeah, these are the correct drivers for it. Let's do some troubleshooting. I may have to do some Googling. Can we actually get full resolution? We can't even get full resolution either. But maybe that's because it's on... Okay, I'll be back in a minute, guys, once I've figured this out.